everyone. I'm CGTN reporter Huchao reporting from the collapse site here in the Xiangfen County, which is located in the city of Linfen in northern China's Shanxi province. And as you can see, this collapsed restaurant is just around 50 meters away behind me over there. And this site has already been sealed off, and we are not allowed inside because the rescue has already ended at about 3:45 a.m. earlier this morning. And a total of 57 people were rescued, and among them 29 people were killed. 7 people were severely injured, while 21 slightly injured, and all the injured people have already been sent to the hospitals in Linfen. Well, actually Linfen is about half an hour drive from the Xiangfen County. I guess it is because the medical conditions there in the city of Linfen are much better than that in the county. So they have been transported. They have all been transported to hospitals in Linfen. And actually, the site has been undergoing a cleaning up. And I guess, as far as we've known, the cleanup has also reached an end. Maybe more work will be done at the site to further clean up the site, or it has to be investigated. The site has to be investigated for the cause of the accident. And just now, many vehicles were passing by this place, transporting some facilities like this. I can see there are some temporary toilets. Maybe they're for the rescuers still working on that site. And we also saw some local officials. Some of them came from the capital city, Taiyuan. They are provincial officials, and they've made some inspection to the site. And you may wonder why there were so many people. Up to 57 people were there while the collapse occurred in the restaurant. Actually, this restaurant, Xiangfen restaurant, has been running for over 10 years, and it's been quite popular among the locals here. So when the collapse occurred, they were having breakfast together to celebrate the birthday of a local old man, because the local people here have this tradition to celebrate one's birthday by having breakfast and lunch together. So that is why there were 57 people were buried after the collapse happened. And many may ask whether this 2-floor building was built illegal, and whether it was when it was built, it followed proper practices. And also after it was built, whether the owner of this building, the owner of this restaurant, executed proper safety measures. These information are still unknown now. And I hope the investigation of this accident will provide us more details of these issues. And yesterday, when this collapse occurred, because we arrived at the scene just this morning, and actually some of my colleagues from the Mandarin channel, they arrived at the scene in the first time yesterday. So now let's talk to one of the reporters here to let him give us more information about yesterday's situation. Hi, this is Han Huchao, a reporter from the Mandarin channel Shanxi临汾. So you arrived at the scene yesterday very quickly, just several hours after the collapse happened. So what did you see, and can you tell us more about yesterday's situation?
Yeah, we came here about 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon, and there were so many rescue teams and the medical team, so many doctors here and ambulances. So it's a little bit chaos here, because the road in the village is very narrow. It's quite narrow, so the excavators or the bulldozers cannot enter the village. So they have to tear down some walls. So
yes, I heard that just right after the collapse occurred, in the initial stage of the rescue, many of the workers, many of the rescuers were using their bare hands to dig out the trapped people. Was that like that?
Yeah, it was true. Yeah, because the collapse, the people were buried in the debris. Yeah. So they have to rescue them in hand. Cannot use without using some very big machine, because if you move the big part of the collapse, they will the walls or the bricks, they will hurt them. So when at 5 o'clock, maybe they have to move on to the rescue. So they have to using the bulldozers, the excavators to tear down the walls and to find for finding more people in the ruin.
And from yesterday's video footage of the rescue operation that was going on at the site, I saw the rescuers were very brave. Actually the site was quite dangerous. Several collapses, more collapses, even occurred while the rescue efforts was going on. Was that true?
Yeah.
And the spirit of the rescuers really touched me.
Yeah, I heard that at least 3 times the collapse haven't occurred at that time. So it was a very dangerous situation. But they keep themselves safe. Yeah.
Were there any survivors, walking from the debris by themselves yesterday?
Yeah, I heard many survivors ran out, escaped from the collapse, but we haven't interviewed them yet.
And I also saw some family members of those trapped under the debris also came to the site trying to, offer a hand with the rescue operation.
I'm not very clear about that because it's very busy for many things about the rescue procedures.
Well, we've got some questions from our internet friends. Some of them asked us whether this 2-story building is a temporary construction. So it is very unsafe. So that might cause the collapse. I don't know. What do you know about that?
It's very hard to say. I heard that the building has been built for a decade or for 7 or 8 years. So it is a very many people from, around the.
It's a very popular restaurant.
Yeah, very popular restaurant. But many people around the village, they make some party. They will go to that restaurant. 10 or for 5 years at least. It's all they were safe, but I don't know why this time it collapsed. And so
it's still hard to tell what exactly caused the collapse.
Yeah, we need to wait for the official report.
So anything else you want to tell us?
Oh, I'm not quite.
And you know what? I took the high-speed railway to get here this morning, and I feel really surprised that such a small county having a high-speed railway station. 就这个地方有高铁，就说明这地方还是比较经验比较好一点。
I'm sorry, I'm not very familiar with this county. But I heard that someone said the roof of the waterproof of the roof have something wrong. So maybe, perhaps it is one of the reasons for the incident.
So we are all gonna have to wait for the investigation results. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. You can continue your report here. Okay. Someone asked whether there were some departments to supervise the safety of the building like this. Of course, since the collapse occurred, the local construction departments as well as officials from other related departments have all sent personnel to inspect the area and try to help with the investigation. And also, the State Council Safety Committee decided to supervise the investigation into this collapse, and also China's Ministry of Emergency Management and Ministry of Housing and Urban Rural Development also sent personnel to investigate the site to guide the rescue and other work aftermath. And also the provincial government, actually the party secretary of Shanxi province just visited this collapse site maybe an hour ago. So the top officials of the province are paying really close attention to this accident. And Shanxi Provincial also decided to launch a complete overhaul of safety among all the housing constructions and venues where people gather across the province. And of course, a thorough investigation will be made into this collapse, and I hope they will provide details and results to the public as soon as possible. So many people might be talking about this old man who was having his birthday celebration in this restaurant while the collapse occurred. Well, I cannot confirm that yet, but I also saw some video footage interviewing this old man. He was quite lucky. He survived the accident, but whether but whether his wife was killed in this accident, I'm not sure. I cannot confirm that. Yes, in that video footage, I also heard this old man said he held his birthday party one day in advance because his grandson was going to go to school today. So yesterday, he held the birthday party in advance. But in my opinion, I don't know whether holding this birthday party today will make any difference. I don't think it's because of the day. It's not because of the date. I think it's because it might be because the safety of the construction itself. If the construction itself is not stable, it's quite fragile. It also might collapse today, so who knows? And in many countryside, in many villages in China, villagers all have this kind of tradition to eat together. Sometimes hundreds of people will gather together to have meals, not only lunch, dinner. This kind of celebration often begins in the morning, early in the morning. Yes, we all feel heartbroken by such tragedy. It was a happy party, happy celebration, but turned to a tragedy and claimed 29 lives. That was really catastrophic. Yeah, really, really bad. Yeah, this kind of accident does sound an alarm to all the departments, to all people in the country. Related departments should fulfill their duties to carry out more inspections to ensure all the buildings are constructed safely in accordance with all the safety measures, and more work, obviously more work, more efforts should be made to ensure the safety.
一个拉了挖了死人的里面，咱们帮朋友跑皮啥皮呀？我就挖屎嘛。你也是啥人？你也是啥人？挖地更好的，给你从我这头挖个位置，把粪掏出来，我就挖屎嘛。把架子拿过来。我爹还没出来呢嘛。And as far as I'm concerned, local officials responded to the accident very fast.
in just 1 or 2 hours, they gathered hundreds of rescuers to help at the site to save lives. And from the video footage yesterday, I saw these firefighters were really brave at the site, which was really dangerous at that time. And what they did to save lives by all costs really touched me. And I really hope such tragedy will not happen again. And I also know there is a farmland behind this collapsed building. And many traffic officers have also been working here around the clock to keep the traffic in order and make sure all the machinery and other big cars, big vehicles can pass this place, can go into the site smoothly. And thank you for all the comments on Facebook and other CGTN new media platforms. And a friend named Good Life says must have building inspectors to check the safety of buildings. Yes, of course, on a regular basis. Yes, that's the most important, on a regular basis. And both new and old dangerous ones must be pulled down. Collapse happens too often and is unacceptable. Yes, I totally agree with that. And I also, I've also read from the reports of from other media, which says many of the buried people are actually the family members of this old man. All of them are close relatives and close friends. So when such tragedy occurred, it was really, really heartbroken. And after the reporting here, we might move on to the city of Linfen to take a look at the injured people who are receiving medical treatments there, and hope to bring more details later. And among the 57 traps, 28 were rescued, 21 slightly injured, very lucky people, and seven are severely injured and now are in critical conditions, and hope they will get better. Hope they will survive this accident. Well, is there any comments, any questions? Yeah, you can leave your comments or more questions on the comments areas of our CGTN new media platforms. And I guess that's all for here. And thanks for watching. I'm CGTN reporter Huchao, and hope to bring you more later in our program. Thank you.